Hello Brotherhood of Grey, it's me again, Chaos, and today we're going to be doing a deck profile on my Genesis Witches that I've recently just completed with the help of a friend. And pretty much this is going to be my deck for the Toronto Team League that's happening in, if I remember correctly, May 2nd. If you're down there, let me know. But yeah, this is going to be what I'm going to be playing. So yeah, I'm going to give you a preview of that. So we're going to have our starter, Battle Maiden. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that name. But yeah, she soul charges 1 when boosting grade 3. So I guess it's a bit more control soul charge because I was running, where is he? Prayer Angel before, and when I did, I kind of found it a bit inconsistent because, like, at the time, I don't want to soul charge too much, like all at once, because it's like, soul charge 3 all at once, and it's like basically plus 4 to the soul. But this is like, plus 1 to the soul, 1 at a time. And even though Prayer Angel does give a plus 5k boost, and then you can just call another rear guard behind it. I kind of still like this better because of the fact that she just soul charges consistently, and I could like choose when to soul charge. I think, yeah, I may soul charge 1. So yeah, better than whenever my Vanguard Legion I have the soul charge 3. So even if my Vanguard doesn't get off Legion, I can still use her skill. Like if my opponent's playing for some reason a grade 1 rush stack, or like 1 or 2 rush stack, or like if they're grade stuck, I can still always soul charge. And yeah, putting that aside, I'm gonna go from the grade 3, so I'm running 4 mints because that's pretty standard in this deck. Mint is great. She just makes a powerhouse. Her skill is basically Soul Blast 6. Soul Blast 6 when if this unit is Legion, and if you pay the cost, what's it called? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Center column gets 10k more. Yeah, this unit gets 10k, and my side front rows gets 5k. So with that, it makes a pretty decent column. Minimum column that if I have like most of the time a 6 and a 7 and a 9k, I don't know why I said 6, I would be making a 21k column, or if I have a 12k attacker on that side, 24k columns. This usually makes 35k with Legion because I'm usually boosting with her, which is, I find, a downside because they could just guard with 30k call with 3 10k triggers and call it 2 pass, and I find that a bit inconsistent. So like, that's the other reason why I want to run Pray Angels, because if I just put it into Soul, plus 5k, and then I call another rear guard, so then it's making a 42k column. So that's a pretty good number, especially against MLB if anyone's playing that. But yeah, it's a good number against 11ks. So yeah, next up, for Fennel, and I think this is pretty standard. Fennel is great in this deck. Basically, her skill is on the turn I Legion with, use Legion. If I attack a Vanguard, I look at the top 5 cards of my deck and I choose 2 witches, and add to my hand. So basically, her skill is basically draw 2 selected cards from, basically add 2 cards, and she's really useful if used right. Like if I reveal 2 perfect cards, that's really good. And I could also be searching out for like mint next turn, because by then I would probably have a really good amount of soul cards in soul. And yeah, but yeah, Fennel is great because he's searching some top 5. Oh yeah, and these two both have the skill of if there's like another wish unit, I counter blast 1 soul charge 3. If this card's placed on Vanguard, I counter blast 1 soul charge 3. So pretty good skills when playing this deck, because if I'm short on, if I didn't soul charge enough, they're always there. Yeah, and standard for 12Ks. Nonetheless, they make great columns. It's a Legion mate with Mint. So yeah, nothing much to say about that. For Jasmine, she's like a 12k for a turn. Basically, her skill is Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 3, and she gains 3k. So yeah, and plus she's a mate for Fennel. So I can't. So yeah, I kind of want to run 4. Even though at a time I was running 3, I found it really inconsistent because I'm running 4 Fennels. So then I just went back to 4 Jasmines. Because I was running 4 Ravens, but now I'm going down to 3. Because of the fact that I would rather ride into a Raven than ride into Jasmine. So, I mean, it's... Yeah, I kind of want to ride into her because, you know, I get a free rear guard, whatnot. Yeah, like if this card is Soul Blast, if you guys don't know, this guy, if she's Soul Blasted and into the drop zone, yep, I Counterblast 1 and I Superior Call it. So, I mean, it's nice if you have nothing, if you are like missing some, if you have some like open spaces that you want to fill. So yeah, like up against Kagero, Narukami, or if you're just low on rear guard. So yeah. And next up, 3 PGs and a Quint Wall. I kind of like this setup, but I don't, and I'll tell you why. Pretty much, PGs are really standard in this deck, and especially Witch PGs. This is because you want to use Fennel's skill to search it out, if you ever get the chance to search it out. And this is also a problem with the Regalia Quint Wall, because when I Quint Wall, a Quint Wall is not a Witch, first of all, and it's, you can't search it out with Fennel. So I run the 1 Quinn Wall because I like it, because sometimes I don't guard enough, or like there's not enough cards in my drop zone for whatever reason, and she's just great, and I just basically have 6 cards in their drop zone. So yeah, I really do like that. Yeah, it's just player preference. I know some people run 4 straight out 4 Witch PGs, and that works fine. And if Clan Fight was still around, I would have went 2 Shadow Witch Quint Walls, and 2 Genesis Witch Quint Wall, Genesis PGs, Witch PGs. So yeah. Next up, 4 Melissas, and I love Melissa because sometimes, you know, I don't have enough boosters, and you know, it just helps fill out, especially because this deck doesn't require a lot of counterblast. It doesn't really counterblast a lot. Like, it's an optional counterblast. Like, whenever I call Jasmine, or if I ride into Fennel, or use Mint's effect, it's like really optional, and most of the time I don't even end up using it because of the fact that I don't want to soul charge as much. So yeah, Melissa is decent because I fill out a back row column, whatnot. So yeah. Next up, 3 Bellini, and yeah, might as well 3 oranges. Now these are like the really optional cards that you could run in the deck. Like before, when my friend told me which deck he was running, 3 Cumins, which I will show here. Yeah, this is like my teched out. Pretty much, I run Bellini over Cumin is because of the fact that Bellini is a 10k attacker. Oranges, I kind of made it standard because of the skill that if I Soul Blasted, I Soul Charge 2, and pretty much it's really helpful when I use Fennel's skill, especially when I use Fennel's skill, because next turn I want to go into Mint, and pretty much I'm minusing 3 from the Soul, so I like plus the Soul Charge from my starter, and if I even Soul Blast 1, I gained 3 because I Soul Charge 3 that turn. Like, without using any other skill, I just Soul Charge 3. So it's nice to use her. And Bellini, she's a 10k. There's always that really weird situation where I didn't have an attacker in my hand, like if I didn't have a grade 2. And so she's kind of like a backup if I don't have one. It's because of Mint's skill that I believe, if I'm getting my ruling correct, because someone told me that you could do this. Basically, whenever you use mint skill, your opponent, like the card must be present on the field for mint skill to give for the power bonus. But then my friend a friend told me that you could activate, you Soul Blast Raven and then call, and it'll gain the plus 5k. And I think I looked it up and you couldn't do that. But yeah, in either cases, she's great, and pretty much 10k, and she makes 15k automatically. So it's a good attacker. It's which is why I didn't really want to run her, because even though she's a soul charge, like in some cases that I really need like an extra soul charge, and like 2 or 3 soul charges, like because I can soul charge from my starter, she helps. But the fact that if I call one of her to front row, she's making a 13k column. She's attacking for 12k, and I mean that's okay. But I just prefer to have her because she's early rush. I can early rush. I could like hit grade 2s. Unless of course for some reason you're running Brutal Jack. I make 5th. I could attack for 10. Yeah, and I just like her as a side attacker. So yeah, and then we're going to go to my triggers. So I'm just going to clear all that off the board. And I'm running 10 crit, 2 draw, and 4 heal. Now, my build is more aggressive, and I find that 12 crit was too much because I was losing a lot of hand from calling units and stuff. So like rather than spear calling from the soul, because sometimes I don't like soul charge into Melissa or Ravens. This draw triggers really help, and plus E even soul charge when I guard with it. So yeah, it does help the soul. I did run 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal, but the fact that at 3 damage I have a better chance of double critting someone for game. I kind of like that odds, so yeah, it really worked well. And plus her skill, put in soul plus 3k. It's really nice because of the fact that I plus 3k. Sometimes it makes really stupid numbers with the column. Like I put on a grade 1 and it hit for 10k. I put on my Bellini and it hit for 18k with mint skill. So yeah. I did that once in a game. I don't know why, but yeah, it made some nice numbers, and then 4 heals, obviously. So yeah, that's my witch deck. Of course, I'm thinking of making adjustments and changes to it before the regionals. I'm maybe going to take out the final Quint Wall for a PG. Maybe run into some break rides. I don't know. If you got any cool suggestions for me, leave a comment down below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.